Strange creatures, women.
Well, can't stand around all
I
day.
knew one once. Striking-looking girl, tall, you know.
And the veal chop is done with rosemary. It's funny, thought you'd gone to Canada.
Fawlty Towers is hailed as one of the greatest British sitcoms of all time. John Cleese's genius, combined with the chaotic brilliance of the hotel staff, brought laughter to millions across the world. Yet behind the laughter lies a hidden story, one that has been kept from audiences for decades. A scene filmed during the show's production was so controversial that it was banned from airing. For years, fans have speculated about what could have been so shocking, outrageous, or taboo that even the BBC couldn't broadcast it. The scene, shrouded in secrecy, promised a darker, more daring side of Fawlty Towers, one that pushed boundaries far beyond the usual slapstick and farce. Rumors circulated among fans, television historians, and collectors of rare media. Some claimed it was too politically incorrect. Others said it risked defaming a real person, and a few whispered it was too raw for the public eye. The truth, however, has remained elusive, until now. In this documentary, we dive deep into the mystery of the banned Fawlty Towers scene. We'll explore the context of its creation, the reasons it was pulled, and the behind-the-scenes drama that has kept it hidden for decades. Prepare to discover secrets about John Cleese, the cast, and the production that will leave you shocked, amused, and perhaps a little uneasy. What you're about to see is a glimpse into a side of Fawlty Towers that even the most die-hard fans never imagined existed. Get ready to gasp, laugh, and question everything you thought you knew about this iconic series. The forbidden scene is finally revealed, and the story behind it is more astonishing than anyone could have predicted. When Fawlty Towers first aired in 1975, no one could have predicted the cultural phenomenon it would become. Created by John Cleese and Connie Booth, the show was a masterclass in comedy, blending sharp wit, physical humor, and social satire. Set in a small seaside hotel in Torquay, the series thrived on the chaotic interactions between the snobbish hotel owner Basil Fawlty, the bossy Sybil, the naive Polly, and the bumbling Manuel. Every episode delivered perfectly timed mishaps and misunderstandings that had audiences laughing until they cried. But behind the flawless performances and memorable scripts, the production of Fawlty Towers was anything but smooth. Cleese, a perfectionist known for his rigorous standards, demanded precise timing, impeccable delivery, and relentless rehearsals. Scenes were rewritten multiple times, dialogue polished to perfection, and even minor gestures scrutinized. The cast worked tirelessly, often under enormous pressure, to meet the exacting vision of Cleese and Booth. This high-stress environment, while producing comedy gold, also created moments of tension and controversy that would later contribute to the infamous banned scene. The banned scene itself was conceived during the second series, when the writers were pushing boundaries further than ever. Cleese, notorious for challenging social norms and lampooning hypocrisy, envisioned a moment that was intentionally shocking, a satirical jab at societal pretensions, political correctness, and human folly. While many fans are familiar with the audacious humor of Fawlty Towers, this particular scene ventured into territory that was considered far too daring for 1970s British television. What makes this scene so remarkable is the meticulous thought behind it. Every line, gesture, and expression was designed to heighten the absurdity while testing the limits of what could be broadcast. Some insiders have described it as a perfect storm of comedy and controversy, where the tension between slapstick humor and social commentary reached its peak. John Cleese himself has hinted in interviews that the scene was edgy even by Fawlty Towers standards, but rarely elaborated, leaving fans to speculate for decades. Adding to the intrigue, the cast reportedly had mixed reactions. While Connie Booth and Andrew Sachs recognized the brilliance of the concept, others were uneasy with its potential to offend or be misunderstood. Manuel, the lovable Spanish waiter played by Sachs, was central to the scene, which amplified the risk of crossing a line between comedy and insensitivity. Producers ultimately decided that the scene could not air, fearing backlash from both the BBC executives and a public unprepared for such bold satire. Yet, even in its absence from the original broadcasts. The scene has lingered in the collective imagination. Scripts, rehearsal notes, and behind-the-scenes accounts preserved its essence, tantalizing fans and historians alike. It became a legend in its own right, a forbidden glimpse into the audacity of the writers and the unfiltered vision of John Cleese. This mysterious banned moment is more than a lost scene. It's a window into the creative genius and daring spirit that made Fawlty Towers an enduring masterpiece. Even in the world of comedy, where laughter dominates, there exists a boundary, one that the creators of Fawlty Towers approached, tested, and ultimately left to the imagination. The forbidden scene is a testament to the audacity of its makers and the lasting intrigue that surrounds one of television's most beloved series. The banned Fawlty Towers scene has been shrouded in mystery for decades, whispered about among fans and television historians, but rarely seen. Filmed during the second series, it was designed to push the boundaries of humor, blending the show's signature chaos with satire that was unusually sharp for its time. John Cleese and Connie Booth were not content with ordinary comedy. They wanted to challenge audiences, expose hypocrisy, and make people squirm as much as they laughed. In this particular scene, Basil Fawlty's arrogance and obliviousness are taken to an extreme. Set in the hotel lobby, a seemingly normal situation spirals into an outrageous sequence of misunderstandings. Manuel, as always, becomes the unwitting victim of Basil's impatience and the hotel's chaos. But this time, the interactions veer into darker, more controversial territory. The humor was layered, meant to be biting yet absurd, forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths while laughing at the ridiculousness of the situation. For those involved in production, the scene was both thrilling and nerve-wracking. The cast reportedly rehearsed it multiple times, aware that the material was bold and potentially offensive. Andrew Sachs, playing Manuel, had to deliver his lines with perfect timing, balancing innocence with comedic tension. Connie Booth and Prunella Scales, Sybil, had to maintain their characters' composure while amplifying the absurdity around them. Even the crew felt the tension, knowing that what they were filming might never air. The decision to ban the scene came from the BBC executives, who were concerned about audience reaction. While the script was brilliant, it touched on subjects considered too sensitive for mainstream television at the time. Even John Cleese later admitted that the humor was edgy and risky, and while it fit perfectly within the world of Fawlty Towers, it wasn't suitable for the audience of the 1970s. The producers faced a dilemma: air the scene and risk controversy, or cut it entirely to protect the show's reputation. They chose the latter, leaving only whispers and scripts as proof of its existence. Over the years, the banned scene became almost mythical. Fans speculated about what might have been said, done, or revealed. Television historians pieced together descriptions from interviews, rehearsal notes, and behind-the-scenes photographs, slowly reconstructing a version of the scene in the public imagination. It became a symbol of the daring creativity of Fawlty Towers, a reminder that even in a comedy, there are moments so bold they almost can't be shown. Despite being hidden from audiences for decades, the scene has never lost its power to fascinate. It serves as a reminder of the fearless vision of John Cleese and Connie Booth, who dared to challenge boundaries and redefine what television comedy could achieve. For fans, the banned moment is both tantalizing and haunting, a glimpse into a world of Fawlty Towers that was always meant to shock, amuse, and make viewers question just how far laughter could go. When the decision was made to ban the scene, very few in the public were aware of it. Fawlty Towers continued to air, receiving widespread acclaim for its sharp writing, chaotic humor, and unforgettable characters. Fans laughed at Basil's blunders, Manuel's misunderstandings, and Sybil's pointed sarcasm, never knowing that a more daring, even darker version of the show had almost reached their screens. Behind the scenes, however, the banned scene created tension among the cast and crew. Some members were relieved it wasn't aired, fearing it might overshadow the humor or provoke public outrage. Others were frustrated, feeling that the moment perfectly captured the biting satire that made Fawlty Towers unique. John Cleese himself reportedly had mixed emotions. On one hand, he understood the necessity of keeping the show acceptable for broadcast. On the other, he knew that the cut scene was a work of brilliance that pushed the boundaries of comedy. Over the decades, snippets of information about the scene circulated in interviews and fan forums. Television historians dug through rehearsal notes, scripts, and photographs, piecing together fragments of dialogue and stage directions. Some claimed that the scene would have caused uproar if aired, while others argued that it was ahead of its time, daring and inventive in ways that modern audiences would have celebrated. The mystery only grew, cementing its reputation as one of the most famous lost moments in television history. The rediscovery of the scene is a story in itself. In recent years, archivists and collectors working with the BBC's extensive footage uncovered a reel containing the original take. The excitement among television historians and fans was palpable. For the first time, they could see, almost in its entirety, a version of Fawlty Towers that had been hidden for decades. Watching the scene, it became clear why it had been. Considered too controversial at the time, the humor was sharp, the timing relentless, and the satire unflinching. It revealed a side of John Cleese and the series that was rarely visible: the fearless willingness to push limits and confront societal norms with laughter. Reaction to the rediscovery has been mixed. Some longtime fans were astonished, gasping at the daring content and the flawless execution. Critics praised it as a piece of television history, a testament to the audacity of the creators. Others, however, warned that while the scene is a historical treasure, it reflects a humor style that might not resonate with all audiences today. Regardless, the scene's resurfacing adds a fascinating layer to the legacy of Fawlty Towers, reminding viewers that even in comedy, there are moments that challenge, provoke, and surprise. The rediscovery has also prompted deeper reflection on the creative process behind the show. It's a rare glimpse into the collaboration between John Cleese, Connie Booth, and the cast. A world where humor was carefully crafted, rehearsed, and sometimes held back in the name of prudence. It's a reminder that even one of the most celebrated sitcoms in history had its boundaries, and that true comedy sometimes flirts with the edge of acceptability. Today, the banned scene is no longer hidden. While it may shock or amuse viewers in ways that weren't possible in the 1970s, it stands as a testament to the ingenuity and daring of Fawlty Towers. The laughter it generates, the gasps it provokes, and the conversations it sparks all highlight why the show remains timeless. For fans, historians, and new audiences alike, it is a revelation, proof that even behind one of the most beloved comedies in television history, secrets can remain for decades, waiting to astonish the world. The resurfacing of the banned Fawlty Towers scene has done more than satisfy curiosity. It has cemented the show's legacy as a masterpiece of comedy and daring. For decades, fans celebrated the antics of Basil, Sybil, Manuel, and Polly, but the revelation of this hidden moment adds a new dimension, reminding viewers of the audacity and brilliance behind the laughter. It's a scene that challenges audiences, provokes thought, and highlights the fearless creativity of John Cleese and Connie Booth. What makes this scene so remarkable is its combination of precise comedic timing and underlying social commentary. While Fawlty Towers is widely known for slapstick humor and farcical situations, the banned moment pushed the boundaries of satire. It tackled themes of arrogance, human folly, and societal hypocrisy in a way that was both outrageous and clever. Watching it today, audiences can appreciate not just the humor, but the intellect behind the writing, a rare glimpse into the mind of a genius unafraid to test limits. The scene also underscores the collaborative brilliance of the cast. Andrew Sachs, Prunella Scales, and Connie Booth all contributed to making the moment both hilarious and nuanced. Their performances elevated the script, balancing shock value with comedic finesse. It's a testament to the professionalism and talent of the actors that even under such risky material, the timing, expressions, and delivery were flawless. Without their contributions, the scene may not have achieved its full impact. In addition, the banned scene invites reflection on the nature of censorship and creative risk. At the time, the BBC's decision to withhold it was shaped by the cultural and social norms of the 1970s. Today, it serves as a reminder of how comedy evolves alongside society and how moments once deemed controversial can later be celebrated for their ingenuity. The scene is more than a curiosity. It's a historical artifact, illustrating the tension between artistic ambition and public acceptability. For fans and new audiences alike, the scene enhances the appreciation of Fawlty Towers as a whole. It shows that even a series remembered primarily for its humor was capable of exploring darker, sharper edges. It also highlights John Cleese's creative courage, his willingness to challenge conventions, provoke thought, and risk controversy in pursuit of laughter. Connie Booth's writing, combined with Cleese's vision, resulted in a comedy that wasn't afraid to push boundaries, even if it meant leaving some moments unseen for decades. Ultimately, the banned scene enriches the story of Fawlty Towers, reminding the world why it remains timeless. The laughter it elicits, the gasps it provokes, and the conversations it sparks all demonstrate the enduring genius of the series. It's a rare treasure, a secret finally revealed, and a testament to the power of comedy to challenge, entertain, and endure. As audiences watch this once-hidden moment today, the lesson is clear. Behind every laugh, there is creativity, risk, and courage. Fawlty Towers remains more than a sitcom. It is a bold, enduring work of art, and the banned scene stands as proof that even the most beloved shows hold secrets waiting to astonish the world. The brilliance of John Cleese, the dedication of the cast, and the daring vision of the writers continue to captivate audiences, ensuring that Fawlty Towers will never be forgotten.